What's good, y'all? I'm about to react to this new Avengers Doomsday Thor scene revealed, and it's gruesome from Everything Always. See what you got in store for us. Everything Always give us the news.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka All Fires Now. We've still got over a year to run the Deadpool on Avengers Doomsday, and I don't mean the character, I mean the thing that Deadpool was named after in the first film, an actual pool talking about who's going to live and who's going to die, who's going to ultimately survive after Avengers Secret Wars. And at least initially, it looked like Chris Hemsworth was saying goodbye to the character and that Thor may be first up on the list to perish in this next film. And while we talked about it at the channel,
Oh yeah, plus man, he's the only actor that played a great Thor in my opinion, man. I would hate to see him go, dude, cause man, he always been playing a good Thor. Just from 2011, from his own movie, then from Avengers, and then Thor: The Dark World, and people said that was a terrible movie. I don't think so. That was a pretty good movie. At least it was more serious than Thor Ragnarok though, but Thor Ragnarok is my favorite Thor. You got that. Avengers Infinity War, when he made his appearance in Wakanda. Oh my God, that was a nice scene too. That's probably one of my favorite Thor scenes, and probably all-time favorite Thor scenes compilation, where he always touched down and made his appearance. Endgame. I ain't gonna lie, he was more stronger in Infinity War than Endgame though. They made him like a fat slob in Endgame though. But he still was Thor at that point. And then he had Thor: Love and Thunder, which was like a comedy Thor comeback movie, which I really didn't care about. I mean, that movie was just so goofy how they just made him though. But at least he got back to being Thor. At least he straight it down. I ain't gonna lie, he got jacked though. He got ripped in that movie though. But man, I'm gonna hate to see him gone, dude. Who's gonna be the new Thor actor? I wanna know. Who's gonna be that recast?
ability of Thor to die, go to Valhalla, and return, it seems like that's not the plan, given comments by Kevin Feige that he believes Chris Hemsworth is in his prime and could play the character for the next 10 years. Chris Hemsworth has also clarified he wasn't saying goodbye to the character, just a thank you to the fans. That being said, we've got the latest—
Oh, he wasn't. Oh, I thought he was. He gave like a whole post saying he was gonna get he was probably gonna say goodbye. That I don't know. That what's up, that, you know what I'm saying? Dang, man, okay. I never knew that.
industry insider update about a specific scene and what's going to happen to Thor. And while he's going to probably survive Avengers Secret Wars, he's not going to come out the same and join the ranks of Bucky Barnes. Take that as you will. We're breaking it all down, what this Twitter scoopster said about a specific Thor scene, what's going to happen in the—
And plus Thor, he won like the main most powerful characters next to Iron Man and Captain America. But out of them three, shoot, Thor is the most powerful out of all of them. I'm sorry, dude. Plus, man, shoot, he got that lightning from his hands, that thunder, you know what I'm saying? To make an appearance and make somebody want to scare you. I mean, man, what else you could ask from Thor? Can fly, got strength. I mean, you got everything. Almost like a Superman, but with a hammer. You know what I'm saying? But man, no, but Superman, he'll defeat Thor no matter what. Cause man, shoot, Superman, he the most powerful superhero in all of the universe. And all the superhero-ness. You know what I'm saying? But man, but hey, it is what it is.
comic book precedent that's been set for this actually more than once. What's more, this lines up with the description of Thor we got early on before they started filming. But first, quickly, if you could, grab the subscribe button, guys. My analytics indicate that about half of you who watch the channel daily maybe haven't subbed yet, which is totally cool. But if you enjoy the videos, whether you just found us or you've been rocking with us for a while, the best way to support this channel is to sub. Plus, if you're already watching, you might as well, because it enters you for the giveaway. Stick around at the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so this latest update comes from the anonymous Twitter scoopster. Well, not so anonymous. It's James Mack. You guys can follow him on Twitter under the handle JamesMackWL. And while he is pretty new to the Marvel Scoop game, there's always a couple that crop up every time there's a new Avengers film, and we only really know the accuracy of their track record in retrospect. Take that as you will. He's indicating that, quote, after Avengers Secret Wars, Thor and Bucky will have one thing in common. And listen, while I'm pretty sure we could go ahead and find 10 things that they have in common, what he's referring to here is that Thor, like Bucky, will also lose his arm and have a metal arm replacement. Now, this is actually a huge reveal, and as I mentioned during the prologue, because of other leaks and rumors we've heard from trusted industry insiders, and we'll get there, because it actually sets the exact scene that we're about to see in Avengers Doomsday. But first, there's several instances of comic book precedent where this has already happened to Thor. One of the first times is when the Dark Elf Malekith, that, yeah, we saw during Dark World in the MCU, but in the comics, cuts off his arm with Yarnborn when he's in a state of unworthiness and self-loathing.
Dad, so Thor's gonna have a metal arm? Yo, no way, dude. Dang. Wow, that's surprising. That's a surprise to see. Shoot. So dang. So he gonna be like Bucky with his arm. That's gonna be awkward. Wow, so that's gonna happen in Avengers. One of the most powerful characters, that's gonna happen to him? Man, I would like to see if Lightning could grow back his arm. Like he got like some type of power that he can grow back his arm with lightning. That would be fire to see Thor do. But man, that's gonna be crazy.
But in that case, he survives, makes it back to Asgard, and at the direction of Odin, the dwarf Screwbeard, in the same place they made Mjolnir, forges him a brand new arm made out of black Uru metal, which, if you're not familiar, Uru is the metal of Asgard and extremely, extremely strong. But for the sake of this video, the instance I want to focus on is when Thor loses his arm at the hands of the Beyonders, pun not intended, and this took place during Avengers New 32. Now, the reason that's important is if we rewind the clock to months ago, industry insiders Alex Perez and Lizzie Hill over at the Cosmic Circus indicated that Marvel Studios was looking to give Thor a fitting send-off, something along the lines of what we saw in Avengers New 32. This exact same comic where, when facing the Beyonders alongside Hyperion, Thor decides to go ahead and sacrifice themselves for the good of the Avengers. Now, this may be the send-off that they were implying Marvel's looking to give, and as we theorized all the way back in that video, is that Thor could die and end up returning from Valhalla alongside Jane Foster, who returns as a Valkyrie in the comics. It's not a one-way trip for him, so it could still be a poignant death, and he could still be around after Avengers Secret Wars. But this also ties to the original description of Thor that was given by two separate industry insiders and corroborated, where we would see him with a tattered red cloak, and although this photo from the comics shows a longer hairstyle, as part of that wielding axes red cloak look, he could already have the metal arm on. Notice, though, that James Mack is saying after Avengers Secret Wars, and I think this is a much more poignant thing to have happen on screen than off screen. And of course, Thor losing body parts has always been part of his story in the comics, and they've alluded to that a bit in the MCU with him losing his eye in Thor Ragnarok. In the comics, though, to get the Rune King Thor power, he actually rips out both of his eyes. That is a topic for a different video. In the meantime, does Marvel have the time and space?
Yeah, I do remember they did take his eye on Thor Ragnarok, though. That was kind of crazy. And then Rocket had to get like a like some stranger's eye, and then Thor put it back into his eye socket, and he had his whole eye. That was kind of crazy, though. Just like I said earlier, I would like to see if lightning would have gave him an eye, or if he would have had like a lightning eye or something like that. I would like really like to see Thor had like a whole healing lightning power if he had that. Boy, that would make him even cooler if he had a lightning healing power that he could do that. But man, him losing his arm, losing his eye, oh my God, shaving his hair too. I ain't gonna lie, he ain't with that long hair no more. Well, only in Endgame though, on fat Thor. But I know they bring like the short hair Thor back from Avengers Infinity War. When I also did reaction to that Doomsday cast of how they had everybody in their costume, and I could just see Thor wearing his black suit. Like he had the same suit from Avengers Infinity War with the short cut. I ain't gonna lie. He did have both his eyes though. But man, that'd be surprised to see him again. Thor with the shortcut black with the whole black suit from Avengers Infinity War. Boy, it'd be Stormbreaker in his hand. Boy, man, that'd be cool.
Pun totally intended, to introduce the Beyonders for this scene and have Thor lose his arm, or ripped off rather, by a Beyonder? I don't think that they do. We've talked about it a lot at the channel, and I think at one point I was really all in on Henry Cavill playing the Beyonder. I know Marvel Studios, the Russos, have said they're going to draw from the 1984 and the 2015 Jonathan Hickman runs, which included the Beyonders in both cases, but I just don't think there is enough time or space in either of the films that they've got coming up to introduce the idea of the Beyonder.
But man, Henry Cavill as Beyonder though, nah, he looked good as Wolverine. Boy, and Deadpool and Wolverine, man, I seen that whole movie. I like that movie though, but it should have been longer though. Feel like I should have went more into detail how they went through like type of universes, and like get more in detail with the other bad characters, dude. That movie went too fast, dude. I feel like that movie should have been 3 hours. That should have been like the Deadpool Endgame or Deadpool Avengers Infinity War. Something like that. But man, that was a good movie. But man, Henry Cavill, he was outstanding as Wolverine. I would like to see him go against the Hulk. Look how buff Henry Cavill was as Wolverine, man. That looks special on him. I want to see him back as Wolverine.
Beyonders, or who the Beyonder is, his race, it's got to be Doctor Doom. And so where this scene may play out very similar to Avengers New 32, instead it may be them against Doombots, them against Doctor Doom, and it may be Doctor Doom, in fact, who specifically rips his arm off instead of the Beyonder. And look, as much as I'd love to see the Beyonders be a part of this, we have to be reasonable about what Marvel can achieve as far as a storytelling point of view, and maybe if we had already had a couple of healthy doses of Doctor Doom world building, if he had been introduced along the way in the Infinity Saga or Multiverse Saga in any way, then maybe there'd be room to do them. But they've got to get all the way through explaining and setting up Doctor Doom, and I would think it would be a fair argument to say they might not have enough time to do that, let alone start introducing different cosmic characters like the Beyonders and have them play a role in the story. Other characters like Molecule Man seem to have been replaced by terminology as anchor beings. Really, it's got to be all about Doctor Doom. They need as much time as possible because he has not had any appearances in the Infinity Saga.
Yeah, they really need to build up Doctor Doom, dude. I mean, since we got the same actor that played Tony Stark or Iron Man, he come back as Doctor Doom. That kind of threw me off a little bit. And he gonna save the multiverse even though he a villain? I don't see how they gonna set Avengers Doomsday up, dude. But they need to like get him more of like a storyline because they really didn't in like the older Fantastic Four movies or even 15. But 15 Doctor Doom, man. I feel like he should have won against the Fantastic Four. That's how powerful he was than the classic Doctor Doom from 05, 07. Man. But yeah, they really need to give us more of a storyline of Doctor Doom more than anything. Because I really want to know how powerful can he get, dude. I would like to see how powerful this dude can be good and evil at the same time and have a whole squad with him. Woo! That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot on your plate, RDJ. And they give you $200 million, man. Hey, he better do something. You know what I'm saying?
The Multiverse Saga, again, if they had spent their time introducing him, maybe there would be time in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars to focus on something like the Beyonders. But there's just not. It's a fair argument to say they might not have enough time to just focus on him. So while I'd love to see the Beyonders and any other of these characters from classic Secret Wars stories, I just don't think there's room for them. It's going to be all about Doom, and thusly, it's probably going to be Doom or Doombots that end up ripping off Thor's arm. Doom, for sure, right? To make it even that more poignant. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. How you feel about Thor with the metal arm. How you feel about seeing Thor die and the possibility of him coming back. And if you're definitely squarely in the camp like Kevin Feige of wanting Chris Hemsworth to stick around for another 10 years and stay Thor in the MCU through the next couple of sagas. Let me know all your thoughts down below. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we're still giving away PS5s at the channel. We just announced a brand new winner for Marvel Zombies. The next one is for Wonder Man. Also, as we get into the holiday season, we'll be doing a ton of more giveaways. If you want to be entered to win, or for any of the other giveaways at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber. Then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. Please be safe and vigilant on my channel, really any channel on YouTube. And if you should ever get spam comments of people impersonating,
I just subscribed, man, but I'm sorry, I already got a PS5, man, but I forgot to subscribe to your channel. You Cosmic Wonder, man, I forgot y'all, man. I subscribe. Anything MCU content, hey, we up there. Even DC content, I might react to that. Even if I'm favoring that, but right now I really ain't favoring the DCU right now. We got bad blood between DCU right now, but I'm focused on this MCU content that I'm putting out right now, and people really is liking it. So I'm keep reacting, keep doing my thing. Let's go.
content creators, just report them directly to YouTube. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places: Instagram and Twitter at @IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name All Fires. And while I would sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks to those of you who already have, because it is absolutely exploding on Spotify. If you haven't already, it's completely free. Just click the link over to my Spotify or YouTube, play a couple of tracks, and if it's not for you, you'll send it into the algorithm to people who want it. Thanks for everything and your support over there. Thanks for your support on this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Alright, appreciate the good video, everything always. So man, Thor is gonna lose his arm in this movie, and I hope they do everything in Dr. Doom, like to put him out there, Since it's his movie, we need more Dr. Doom's screen time. How he did everything, how he doing everything, all that stuff, all that multiverse battle world stuff he can do. We need to see that in this movie, man. I can't wait for this movie to come out, and y'all go ahead, run the views up for your boy, and I catch y'all later. Peace.